Did you know that animal farming contributes to 14.5% of all human-induced greenhouse gas emissions? It's a staggering fact, isn't it? Now imagine this. The emissions from animal farming alone surpass the combined emissions from all the world's cars, planes, and ships. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the unsettling truth we face today. That's right, our food choices have a much larger impact on the environment than most of us realize. But what exactly is animal farming, and why does it have such an enormous environmental footprint? Well, animal farming or livestock agriculture is the practice of raising animals for food, fiber, or labor. It's a global industry producing billions of pounds of meat, milk, and eggs every year. However, the resources required to keep this industry running are staggering. Consider this: every animal raised for food requires water, land, and feed. Each of these resources is used in vast quantities. For instance, it takes more than 2,500 gallons of water to produce just 1 pound of beef. That's the equivalent of taking a 7-minute shower every day for over 4 months. Land use is another major concern. In fact, livestock farming uses up to 80% of all agricultural land globally. This includes both grazing land and the land used to grow crops for animal feed. To put it into perspective, that's an area larger than Africa, Europe, and South America combined. Then there's the feed. It takes roughly 7 pounds of grain to produce just 1 pound of beef. That's a lot of resources going into just a small portion of our diets. But it's not just the resources used that make animal farming so environmentally taxing. It's also the waste produced. Each year, livestock farming generates nearly 2 billion tons of waste. This waste often finds its way into our water systems, leading to pollution and other environmental issues. From greenhouse gas emissions such as methane and nitrous oxide to the overuse of antibiotics, the environmental impact of animal farming extends far beyond the farm gates. In essence, animal farming is a resource-hungry and polluting industry. It's a cycle of taking in vast amounts of resources and spitting out equally vast amounts of waste, all while contributing to climate change and biodiversity loss. But as we'll see in the next few scenes, there are ways we can reduce this impact and work towards a greener plate. Let's delve deeper into the carbon hoofprint of animal farming. This expression, a playful twist on carbon footprint, refers to the substantial greenhouse gas emissions produced by livestock. But how exactly does a cow contribute to climate change? It's not as simple as exhaust fumes from a car, but it's just as damaging. Livestock, especially ruminants like cows and sheep, have unique digestive systems that allow them to break down tough plant materials. A byproduct of this process is methane, a potent greenhouse gas that, pound for pound, has over 25 times the warming impact of carbon dioxide over a 100-year period. It's like a supercharged pollutant, and it's being produced every time a cow burps or, well, passes gas. But it's not just the animals themselves that are the problem. Consider manure, a natural byproduct of animal farming. While it can be a great fertilizer, it also releases methane and nitrous oxide, another powerful greenhouse gas, as it decomposes. These gases float up into the atmosphere, trapping heat and contributing to global warming. Now let's talk about the carbon footprint of different types of meat. It might surprise you to learn that not all meats are created equal when it comes to climate impact. Beef and lamb, for example, have significantly higher emissions than poultry or pork. This is because cattle and sheep are ruminants and produce more methane, and because they often require more feed and water, which also contributes to their carbon hoofprint. So, when you bite into a juicy steak or a succulent lamb chop, remember that its environmental impact is much greater than the simple act of raising and slaughtering an animal. From the food the animal eats to the waste it produces, every step in the process contributes to its carbon hoofprint. It is clear that our meat consumption is a significant driver of climate change. But don't despair, because knowledge is power, and understanding the problem is the first step towards finding a solution. Stay tuned as we explore the hidden costs of animal farming and discuss how we can move towards a greener plate. But greenhouse gas emissions are just the tip of the iceberg. When we talk about the environmental impacts of animal farming, we must look beyond the air we breathe and dive deeper into the heart of our planet. Let's start with deforestation. In many parts of the world, lush forests and diverse ecosystems are being razed to the ground to make way for animal farming. It's like ripping out the lungs of the earth, leaving it gasping for breath. These forests not only serve as a home for countless species, but also act as a natural carbon sink, absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. When these forests are destroyed, all the stored carbon is released back into the atmosphere, fueling climate change. But the damage doesn't stop there. Animal farming is a major contributor to water pollution. The waste produced by farmed animals often contains harmful substances like antibiotics, hormones, and heavy metals. When this waste enters our water systems, it can contaminate our rivers, lakes, and even the ocean, harming aquatic life and threatening the quality of our drinking water. And then there's the loss of biodiversity. By converting natural habitats into farmland, we're driving many species to the brink of extinction. This loss of biodiversity is not just about losing beautiful and unique species. It disrupts the balance of our ecosystems, making them less resilient to changes and more vulnerable to diseases and pests. All these impacts, deforestation, water pollution, biodiversity loss, they don't exist in isolation. They're interconnected, each one amplifying the others, creating a vicious cycle that further exacerbates climate change and threatens the health of our planet. Animal farming is not just about the food on our plate, it's about the air we breathe, the water we drink, the forests we lose, and the species we drive to extinction. It's a complex web of hidden costs that go far beyond the price tag at the grocery store. Animal farming, therefore, has far-reaching and devastating environmental consequences. It's a bill we can't afford to pay, especially when the cost is the health of our planet. So, what can we do to mitigate the environmental impact of our diet? Well, let's journey down the path towards a greener plate. It's a path lined with plant-based diets and reduced meat consumption. And the benefits? They're twofold. We're talking a lower environmental footprint and a boost to our health. Now imagine a world where every plate is a canvas of vibrant greens, reds, and yellows, a feast for the eyes and the body. This world is not just a utopian dream, but a tangible reality we can work towards by embracing plant-based foods. These foods use fewer resources and release fewer greenhouse gases compared to animal products. Picture this: producing a pound of lentils requires about 50 times less water than a pound of beef. That's a big win for our planet. But it's not just Mother Earth who benefits. Swapping out meat for more fruits, veggies, and whole grains can lead to lower risks of heart disease, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. Plus, you might discover a new favorite dish along the way. And what about those who can't go fully plant-based? No worries. Even small changes can have a significant impact. Try a meat-free Monday or swap your usual burger for a veggie one. Every bite counts. Changing our food choices can make a significant difference in our planet's future. So let's take that first step towards a greener plate together. Before we wrap up, here's a call to action for all of us. We've explored the unsettling truths and hidden costs of animal farming. We've delved into the carbon hoofprint and looked at greener alternatives. Now, it's time to take a step forward. It's time to make a difference. We invite you to become part of the Green Plate Planet community, a collective effort to inspire and promote sustainable living. Subscribing to our channel isn't just about getting updates on our latest videos. It's about joining a movement, learning new ways to reduce our carbon footprint, and transforming our lives to foster a healthier planet. Every click counts. Every subscription is a vote for sustainability. It's a declaration that you choose to be informed, to be part of the solution rather than the problem. When you subscribe to Green Plate Planet, you're not just joining a YouTube channel. You're joining a community that is passionate about environmental sustainability, conscious consumption, and responsible living. But it doesn't stop at subscribing. We encourage you to share our videos with your friends, family, and social network. Spread the word about the environmental impact of animal farming. Let's get the conversation started. Let's challenge the status quo and advocate for change. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process built on small, consistent steps. Sharing a video might seem like a small act, but when you multiply that by millions of people, it can create a wave of change. We're all inhabitants of this beautiful planet. We all share the responsibility to protect it. It's time to make our plates greener. It's time to lessen our carbon hoofprints. It's time to stand up for our Earth. Subscribe to the Green Plate Planet channel and share this video. Together, we can make a difference for our planet.